I still remember the moment Sarah came home from that girl's trip. She walked through the door with that familiar, easy smile, but something in her eyes told me she wasn't the same woman I'd kissed goodbye a week earlier. She moved quieter, distracted, almost like she was following a script. I told myself she was just tired and tried not to read too much into it. The next night, at the dinner table, she pushed her plate away and cleared her throat. "James," she began, avoiding my gaze, "I think we should just be friends." At first I laughed, genuine disbelief. "Friends? What are you talking about? You're my wife." Her lips trembled for a beat before she shrugged like it was nothing. "That's the problem. I don't feel like your wife anymore. I need something different, something lighter." It felt like my chest caved in. This was the woman I'd built a life with, the woman who had cried happy tears when I promised her forever. Now she wanted to downgrade our marriage to friendship. I asked her plainly, "Is there someone else?" She flinched. She shook her head quickly, but the truth had already flickered across her face. She didn't have to say it. The days that followed were torture. Sarah acted as if she'd done nothing wrong, as if her little speech was just a grown-up way to end things. She hummed while she cooked, scrolled her phone late into the night, and giggled at messages she wouldn't let me see. It felt like a stranger wearing my wife's face had moved into my home. And the worst part, she expected me to accept it. She wanted me to smile, agree to the new arrangement, and fade into the background while she chased her lighter life. But inside, I was already shaping my answer, one she would never see coming. The next week felt like a cruel performance. Sarah floated around the house as if she'd been freed. While I picked up the shards of my heart, she changed how she dressed. Tighter outfits, bolder makeup, little details she hadn't bothered with in months. When I asked where she was going, she said, "Out with friends." Those friends never called our landline. They never showed up at the door. Instead, she slipped her phone into her pocket the second I walked into her room, eyes darting like a guilty teenager. One night, I finally got a glimpse. She left her phone on the counter while she showered. The screen lit with a message from a contact saved as Alex. The words burned into me. "Last night was unforgettable. Can't wait for round 2. My hands shook as I put the phone back and pretended I hadn't seen it. Suddenly her "let's just be friends" speech made sense. It wasn't about needing space. It was about clearing her conscience so she could make me the bad guy and run into someone else's arms without guilt. But she didn't know one thing. While she plotted her escape, I was quietly arranging mine. I began moving money from our joint account into an account she didn't know about. I met a lawyer friend for coffee and laid out everything. Her words, her actions, the messages. He told me exactly what steps to take if I wanted to walk away not only free, but with the upper hand. Meanwhile, I played my part perfection. I smiled when she came home late. I nodded when she said she'd been with the girls. I even told her once, "Maybe you're right. Maybe we should just be friends." For the first time in weeks, I saw her relax, convinced she had me where she wanted. But I wasn't broken. I was waiting for the moment to show her that while she thought she was rewriting our marriage's rules, I was the one rewriting the ending. The night I revealed everything came sooner than I expected. Sarah stumbled in past midnight, perfume heavy, hair messy in a way I both recognized and hadn't seen in months. She tossed her heels by the door and smirked. "Don't weigh up next time, James. We're just friends now, remember?" I nodded as if her words hadn't cut me. Then I stood, took the envelope I'd been hiding in the drawer, and set it on the table. "What's this?" she asked, frowning. "Your freedom," I said. Inside was a neat stack of divorce papers already signed on my end and evidence. Screenshots of her messages with Alex, bank records showing secret hotel bookings, pictures a private investigator had taken. I had documented everything. Her face turned ashen as she flipped through the pages. "You went behind my back," she mouthed. I laughed, bitter. "Behind your back? Sarah, you destroyed our marriage behind my back." I finally stopped playing the fool. She stammered, voice breaking. "James, wait. It's not what it looks like. Alex means nothing. I was lonely. After the trip, I cut her off. You wanted to be friends. Fine. Friends don't share beds. Friends don't share vows. Friends don't build futures together. I slid the papers closer. You lost the right to call yourself my wife the moment you chose someone else. For the first time, I saw a panic. She reached across the table, hands trembling. Please, James, don't do this. We can fix it. I was stupid. I didn't mean it. But it was too late. I had already taken back control. I'm done, Sarah. You want it out. Now you have it. Only difference is you don't get to walk away with everything. The house, the accounts, even the car. You traded those for your little adventure. Hope was worth it. Her scream filled the house. Rage and regret tangled together. As I walked out that night, I realized something powerful. Sometimes the sharpest revenge isn't shouting or causing a scene. It's closing the door with a smile and letting the person who betrayed you drown in the mess they made. And that's exactly